Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 4 of the Air Lingus Kite Surf Pro. Beautiful day. The sun's just rising over the hills there behind us, or in front of us, rather. And as you can see behind us here, some waves rolling in, and looks like another beautiful sunny day shaping up, Ben.
Yeah, we're back, actually. As we mentioned yesterday, we have the mobile format, and we were actually back in the same spot as we were yesterday. Secret spot just around the corner from Ellie Beach, a bit about an hour or so away from our home base on Ackle Island. As you can see behind us, such a fantastic, beautiful morning, blessed with the sunshine as we were all day yesterday with waves and wind and sunshine. It was a fantastic day yesterday, and we're here early again today with hopes of getting the contest underway as soon as the wind starts to fill in. There's a slight breeze and the waves have dropped a bit, but there's still contestable waves out there. We're just waiting now for the wind to kick in for this 10 a.m. update.
Yeah, the tide is still pretty high at the moment. So yesterday with the dropping tide, we actually saw an improvement in wave conditions, and the wind's actually looking pretty similar to what it looked like yesterday. The forecast for today is for less wind, but then again, yesterday was calling for stronger wind than we ended up getting. So forecasts for wind, anyways, around these parts are pretty unreliable from what we've seen so far. But there are still some great waves on offer out there, as you said, Ben, and definitely a bit smaller surf than yesterday, but definitely contestable.
Yeah, pretty clean. A little bit more organized perhaps than yesterday. Smaller in size, but definitely some swell in out there. And again, as you said, as the tide changes and sometimes as the wind starts to come in, it'll kind of change the texture of the water. So we're at the sort of wait and see game. The riders meeting is going on right to the right of us right now for their 10 a.m. riders meeting to sort of discuss what the plans are for the day, what the outlook looks like. But based on what we see so far, Sky, I'm anticipating the word from that meeting is going to be that we'll be on hold for a little while to see if the wind conditions pick up a bit.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's probably going to be a half hour or an hour at least before we get this thing underway. So just to recap some of the action yesterday, we got
saw an amazing day of action yesterday.
Yeah, it was great. I don't think any of us were quite expecting that coming to Ireland. Beautiful sunshine and great waves. Looked like Hawaii almost out here.
Yeah, if you were able to tune in, which I hope you were yesterday, and if not, please go and check out the recap video that we have online. And for example, the sun was setting behind the waves. It kind of lit up that water to be a nice crystal blue, and some of the shots, some of the photos that we were looking at yesterday, Sky, were pretty fantastic and definitely didn't seem like what a lot of people's expectations were coming here to Ireland, which would have been more stormy conditions. Definitely big waves were expected, but probably not the sunshine and warmer weather that we had yesterday. And again, some of those photos are just a testament to what the conditions can be here in Ireland, and a great way to sort of expose everybody to how beautiful this place actually is, and it's not just cold and rainy and sheep like everybody may think.
Yeah, exactly. It was a beautiful day out here, and the Brazilians were on an absolute rampage yesterday. We saw 4 Brazilians all win their heats in men's round 1. Felipe Ferreira, Pedro Henrique, Guilherme Brandao, and there's one more, Sebastian Ribeiro, all won their heats yesterday, all around 15-point heat score totals.
Yeah, we did get through the first 7.
Right now we're on the west coast of Ireland, and we've been driving around looking at a few spots, and we came to this place in the middle of a pasture filled with sheep and some nice waves coming in, and hopefully the wind picks up and we'll get some contests going.
gets just some of the best waves in the world. It gets really good Atlantic swell comes in, really good waves, really strong westerly winds usually, which is really good.
You can get amazing conditions here, and like the thing about it is it doesn't stop. All year round we get conditions. It's not just winter, it's not just summer, it's constantly. You got to be Johnny on the spot, and you got to know what's going on, and you got to be able to move with the conditions and get in the right spot for the day, you know.
I think it works well for Ireland because our weather is so changeable. It's being able to have it mobile and being able to move, it really creates a better atmosphere, and obviously you get the better conditions on the day.
Some great action went down out here yesterday on day 3 of the Air Lingus Kite Surf Pro. The Brazilians on an absolute rampage yesterday in round 1, Ben.
Yeah, and I think the audio might have cut out a little bit there on the tail end of that last section, and we started talking about how the heats yesterday and how the Brazilians were just on a rampage, and from the footage that you just saw, you could see a lot of the highlights coming from those 4 heat winners yesterday. Again, we contested 7 heats, and 4 of those 7 heats the win was taken home by a Brazilian, which is pretty spectacular. We heard in a few of the interviews yesterday, Guilherme Brandão especially saying that even though these conditions aren't necessarily exactly like Brazil in the warmth of the water and the air temperature, the changing condition and sort of the how they get used to training is actually remarkably similar to a lot of their home spots where there's wind from one direction and then the other. Yesterday we saw some side offshore winds. It was actually beneficial. Perhaps at the beginning of the day you would assume to a goofy footer, but most of the Brazilians that went through yesterday were all backside riders, all advancing and with that very powerful style that's become sort of a signature for a lot of the Brazilians on tour this year.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was great to see those guys just dominating their heats. I know they were all really stoked last night with the conditions and everything that went down yesterday. We made it all the way through to the first 7 heats of men's round 1, and that last heat of the day unfortunately getting canceled and postponed due to the lack of wind conditions yesterday evening. So we're here again, and hopefully we can get this thing underway, finish up men's round 1 and go straight into women's round 1.
Yeah, and we began yesterday in men's heat 1 of round 1 with that rematch of the semifinal from Mauritius between Patrick McLaughlin and Luke McGilloway, and Luke getting some payback there, advancing through that first round, and I know he was stoked to come out first heat of the day, get that win, advance straight into round 4 of the men, gets to skip round 2 and round 3 and rest up a bit and kind of watch what the rest of the competitors are doing for the rest of the competition.
Yeah, and Patrick's going to have his work cut out for him, just having to go through 2 more heats. That's just a lot more riding, and hopefully he'll be able to use that to his advantage and build some momentum and get some more warm-up out there. And I know he's going to be looking to defend his current title charge in the
point standings.
The point standings
number 1 in the point standings. Heat 2 saw Mitu Monteiro, a longtime tour veteran, take the win with a fairly commanding statement there. Again, every early round it seems that Mitu rides in. He sort of sets the bar pretty high for the rest of the competitors at the event, actually probably helping everybody else step up their level quite a great deal, being able to watch him. So those first 2 guys in the first 2 heats advancing directly into round 4. Before we got to the Brazilian heats, I believe it was heat 3 through 6. It was 3, 4, 5, and 6, all taken home by a Brazilian. As we mentioned them earlier, those heat winners before getting to heat 7, which was taken by Etienne Lot, again, a long-time tour competitor, a veteran of competition, showing some smart wave choices, coming home with the victory in the last seconds. Again, before that heat 8 was postponed, which puts us exactly where we are today.
Yep, exactly. So we are looking to hopefully get this thing underway as soon as conditions allow. We just got word from our head judge and contest director. They are going to put it on hold. Everyone is on standby here. We're still hoping to run this thing today with improving conditions. So the next call will be at 11 a.m. So please tune in here on kspworldtour.com at 11 a.m. for the next update. Hopefully we'll have strong winds pushing in and get this competition underway once again here on day 4.